Are you ready to transform your life, to really find that joy and happiness that just seems to keep eluding you? Well, get ready, ladies, because in today's episode, I'm going to help you get started. Welcome to Life Mastery for Women. I'm your host, Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Join me here 3 times a week for empowering conversations, powerful tools and techniques to help you experience more joy, healing, and deeper connections in your life. Feel free to join my online Facebook communities, Chakras for Beginners or Lady Rising, where you can share your experience and ask your questions. If you're interested in joining a live and in-person community of women who connect, heal, and create a life that is full of joy, inspiration, and empowerment, then please send me an email to the meditationroomtc@gmail.com, subject line, let's talk. Get ready, ladies. It's time to get that nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. Life is hard, but your personal growth doesn't have to be. Hey ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I'm finding you starting your spiritual practice. And if you're not starting your spiritual practice, then it is my intention that in today's episode, I give you just one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. You know, starting your spiritual practice can be really difficult to create that momentum. But what I would love to do is to share some insight that this was actually brought to my attention by a friend of mine who is in one of my communities, Wendy. And she has brought it to my attention like, I want this other part of my life. I want this transformation, but I just don't know how to start the process. And Wendy, I dedicate today's episode specifically to you. Thank you very much for reaching out, and I really appreciate you asking your question and having the courage to say, hey, you know what? This is where I'm at. I have this issue. I just don't know how to move on. I don't know how to start. So I appreciate you being a part of my community, and I appreciate you bringing this to my attention. Anybody else, if you have questions, if you are stuck somewhere in your life, let me know. It gives me content. I'm happy to dedicate an episode to you, and it really fuels my passion for me to keep going and growing and looking for those nuggets of inspiration and to offer them to you in a concise, simple yet powerful way. So Wendy, thank you very much for being a part of my community. And thank you so much for having the courage to ask the question. So let's get started. I want to first bring you to the present moment. I want to do these in the episodes that you can really get to the information that you need and the things that you need, those nuggets of inspiration that you need in your life at this moment will stick to your energy. So the way we do that is to just sit comfortably and just feel your body in the seat, feel your feet on the floor, and then just become present. And the way we do that is by breathing. So everybody, and I could do it too. My energy is really high. I'm really excited. I'm doing a lot of podcast stuff today, but I really love being here with you, and I really enjoy this journey. So just take a deep breath in and follow the air into your body through your nostrils. Follow it in all the way into the lungs. Hold it at the tippy top just for a second. And then release the stress, release the worry. And one of the things I really love to have my clients do is called call back your energy. So just in this moment, just everywhere your attention is, every worry, every stressful point, every place that your thoughts are, call all of that back to your heart. I love feeling that download, that my energy just comes back. It's like complete, brings me back in this moment. Feel your body in the seat beneath you. Feel your feet on the floor. And just allow this present moment to bring you here with me and listening to my voice. You are giving yourself a gift in this present moment, which is why it's called the present. You are giving yourself this gift. So one more deep breath. Breathe it in. Follow it into your lungs, all the way to the top. Hold for just a second. And breathe out. Okay, let's get started. So, starting your spiritual practice. everybody's practice is different, and it should be different. It's just like your routine for getting ready in the morning. It becomes your routine, and it becomes an empowerment part of your life, your process, your transformation. Mine is different than Amy's, which is different than my clients, which is different than my friends, which is different than my mom's, and it's going to be different for you. And I want you to gain that confidence right off the bat that I'll give you kind of the framework that I use to get started, but you develop it as you go. That if you want to do something a little bit different, if you want to light a candle versus lighting incense, if you want to dim the lights versus sitting outside, it is your practice. And the bottom line is to create a sacred space for you to go inward. And you have to create that safe space. So that safety includes where you are alone with the spirit of you, but you're also not interrupted, you're not distracted, you're not going to be pulled in all these different directions. It is a place of peace. And I like to say the word sacred because it just feels in alignment with what I'm trying to create. So I beautify my space. So I would suggest, and now I have several meditation spaces around me in my office, in my living room, in the bedroom, outside, and I just bring little things with me. Little trinkets, things that beautify my space. And it doesn't matter what. It could be a vase of flowers. It could be like, I love incense, so I have incense pretty much everywhere in my house. I have candles. I have statues. I have crystals. I have all kinds of things. And so I just encourage you to take a moment and think and look, and where can I put it that's going to be undisturbed, uninterrupted, a place for me, a sacred space. And you're starting to train your brain to think, this space, we start to meditate. Just like when you go into the kitchen and all of a sudden your mouth starts to salivate and all of a sudden you're like, I feel hungry. You have trained your brain over the course of years that the kitchen is where you make food. And so your brain goes, oh, I guess we're getting ready to eat, so I'm going to be hungry in this moment, even if you just ate. But this is what you're doing with your sacred space. Okay, so that's my first part. That is part one, and it is vital because what it does is it starts to prepare you for creating the sacred space and then creating this going forward practice. You look forward to doing it, right? Okay. So that's the first one. Beautify your space. If you need some help, you have a space or you're not sure, go to our Chakras for Beginners or our Lady Rising Facebook group. Ask the question. Here's my house. Here's what I have. Here's my situation. And we'll collaborate and we'll connect and give you some suggestions. Because that's what we're here for. That's what we're building. We're building a community, and you can be a part of our community. And so once you beautify your space, now the fun part begins is decorating it. Finding a cushion or a really cool chair to sit in, and you can decorate it with tapestries and candles, incense, like I said, get a little bookshelf. Like I love, love, love books. So I have all my spiritual books there. I've got books everywhere. Like I have over 400 books in my house, and you can have whatever you want. You can have pictures of people that are meaningful to you. You can have statues, and then you set the space up however you want. It beautifies it for you. And if you need some meditation tools, or if you'd like to do a little shopping, you can visit our website at themeditationroomtc.com. And you can, sorry, I forgot the name of our website, but you can see some things that we have. You can see some pictures that are on there and get some ideas. But again, like I said, join our community, send some pictures of okay, here's my space. What can I do? But I think you'll get it. I think it'll be something that'll be kind of exciting for you. So, okay, beautify your space. Now you find a space. You're like, okay, I got my space, Jen. Now what do I do? What you're going to do is, just like I am in the beginning of these podcast episodes, is bringing your awareness to your breath. Now, you can do this literally anywhere because you are breathing all day long. What I like to do, especially when I start to feel my energy is in too many places. I've got a crazy summer schedule with the boys and baseball and Brandon's schedule, and I'm going here. I've got some calls. I'm a part of this coaching program. I have a call today. I'm going to record. I've got ideas. And sometimes when I have too many mental tabs open, I can feel the anxiety and the chaos. And then what I do is I start talking slower. I start moving my body slower, and I call back my energy, and I focus on my breathing. When I first started learning meditation, I thought that was boring. I'm like, what am I doing? But now I fully understand. And I want you to fully understand. The focusing on your breath immediately brings you in this present moment. And that's where I want you to be, in the present moment, because this is when we are the most powerful with our energy. This is where healing takes place. This is where our intentions take place. And this is a pivotal point in the beginning of the process. And people think it's really how can Jen, that seems dumb. I have all these things going on in my life. You're asking me to stop and breathe, and I'm going to go, yeah, I'm asking you to stop and breathe. That's when you're going to get the intuitive download. That's when God is going to speak to you and say, dude, turn left, or go, it's over there, or hey, here's this idea, or hey, even better yet, here's a solution to the problem. But if we are constantly on speed and we're moving so quickly and we have all these mental tabs open, you can't hear, you can't see. The solutions are still evading you. And so it is time to just sit back and just go, hey, I'm going to practice my breathing. So here's what I want you to do. If you're an overachiever, I want you to do this 5 times a day. And if you're really a super duper overachiever and you want to get there a lot quicker, 10 times a day. Set a reminder. Every time I do this. Every time I have to go to the bathroom, every time I have to pee, I'm going to sit and I'm going to do this. Okay? Every time the phone rings, I'm going to do this. Every time I see on the clock the number 1, I'm going to take a breath. And I'm just going to stop and I'm going to call back my energy. And I'm going to focus, just like we did in the beginning, I'm going to focus on my breathing. Breathe in and watch the air. See and follow the air with your attention. Follow it into your body through your nostrils. Follow it into your lungs. Follow it into your belly. Sense the temperature change. And just be there. Be there with it. And if you're a super duper overachiever, do this 10 times. Do this 10 times a day and do it 10 breaths. You are going to see amazing results, which leads me to number 3. Number 3 is creating the schedule of your when you're going to do this. First thing in the morning, I'm going to do it at 10. I'm going to do it every other hour throughout the whole day. I'm going to do it every hour throughout the whole day, okay? But set reminders. But here's the best, is to record results. Because what this does is it allows you to build some confidence in what you're doing. Because if you start this today, let's say it's Monday, you start this today and you're like, okay, and at the end of the day, you're like, wow, that was pretty good. You might chalk that up to coincidence. Oh, okay, so I had a good mood. Nobody pissed me off today. It was great. I got all green lights on the way to work, right? I didn't hit a rabbit. I got my favorite parking spot, okay? But you record that for Monday, which also does something else. It makes you aware. It makes you aware of your surroundings. It starts to open your eyes to the possibilities of what is out there and what's available to you. As opportunities start showing up, we need to be able to see them. Because listen, the solution to your problem is right in front of you. But if you are spinning around and moving in this chaotic world and you're like, I don't really know what I'm doing or where I'm going, you can't see it. You can't see the solution. Stopping, connecting, grounding is part of the solution. It's a part of you being present and feeling into the solution, feeling it, seeing it, opening your eyes. So it broadens your awareness as you sit back at the end of the day and you have this reflection that says, how did today go? And Amy and I like to do these we do them throughout the day, 3 times a day. We do these check-in and intentions. So our check-in is, how is my mind right now? How is my thinking? What are my thoughts like? Am I racy? Am I calm? Am I clear? Am I overwhelmed? Am I chaotic, right? How's my mind? The next is, how is my emotional state? I'm angry, I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm hopeful, I'm frustrated. What are you? Okay, what's your emotional state? And the last one is, how is my physical body? I feel good, I feel strong, I feel slow, I feel hurt, I feel pain, I feel unhealthy, right? You're bringing in your awareness. Becoming present and improving on your awareness, dude, you guys, that is the key. That is a nugget right there. That is the richest nugget I can give you. Because as you broaden your awareness, your life is going to start shifting. As we start looking for the nuggets, if we start looking for the opportunities, they're going to start showing up. Because it isn't about you finding it, it's about you creating it. So we have to shift. We have to begin to shift. And as you start to record in your journal at the end of the day, the little wins, like, wow, like I got someone cut me off in traffic and I'm like totally not mad. Or my kid spilled something all over my favorite sweater today and it didn't even upset me. You start to notice these amazing things. You start to have the ability to let things go that bother you, whether it right now or something from the past. You're able to forgive. You're able to move on. You're able to just like let it roll, because your happiness and your alignment is more important than anything else that's out there. And let me give one more plug about forgiveness, because I know that word can really trigger a lot of people. It triggers a lot of emotional state. And immediately I can hear 1,000 of you going, but wait, Jen, you don't understand what he or she did to me. And I go, yes, I do. But forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness, my friend, is for you. It is for you to let go of the prison that deed put you in. It is to free your mind of it. You don't have to be involved in that with that person ever again. That's completely your choice. But now you're not a prison in the emotional state from whatever happened to you. You let that shit go. But when you start becoming present, you start focusing on your breathing, your awareness starts getting bigger and better and stronger. You let it go with ease, because your joy is more important than whatever happened. Now, before I continue, I'm going to give you this last one. Before I continue, I want to invite you to take a moment to subscribe to this channel. So when I drop an episode, you get a notification. So you can also like the episode or write a review. Let me know how I'm doing. Like I love to hear the feedback. And good or bad feedback. Of course, the good feedback fuels me and gives me power to keep creating episodes. But even the not so good feedback or criticism gives me a chance to grow and expand and some change and offer you guys what you want. But you can also join my Facebook group, Chakra for Beginners or Lady Rising. And there you can ask your questions, share any experiencing that you're having, any enlightening or any inspirational moments. But also you can share with me maybe some content you'd love to hear, because I would love to be able to do that. Like, I'd love to hear content that you want to hear. All right, let's get back to it. The last one, and this is the biggest problem, number one problem, people beginning a spiritual practice in like how to get started, is my mind won't shut up. Here's the thing. Think of your mind as like a wild puppy, 5 weeks old, 8 weeks old, whatever, peeing on everything, chewing up your stuff, all kinds of crazy, chews a leash when you walk on it, runs away, doesn't come when they're called, all these things, right? That's your mind, right? That's your mind at the beginning of a meditation practice. Like, I hear it all the time. I 100% agree. I know exactly what everyone's talking about and what everyone's main frustration is. And it's totally true. It's totally true. Your mind is crazy, crazy, crazy. But just like that puppy, it needs to be trained. And when you can be smarter than the puppy, and you can have a stronger will and a determination that eventually within a year, this puppy is going to be an amazing dog, an amazing best friend, an amazing animal, part of the family that I could ever ask for. They sit, they come when they call, they walk amazing on a leash. They can chase a ball and bring it back to you. They chew on their toys and not my shoes. And they become amazing. But how does that start? It starts with training. It starts with attention. Does it require a lot of mental energy? Oh, heck yes, it does. Does it require you to become more? Yeah, it does. Does it push you out of your comfort zone? Yes. But is it worth it? Hell yes, it is. Hell yes, it is. It is worth it. It's worth every second you sit and focus. It's worth every second that you broaden your awareness and look for those opportunities. It's worth it. I can't even give you the list. The podcast episode would be way too long if I were to tell you all of the benefits that even I've experienced by beginning a meditation practice. I can't even begin it. But I will tell you, healing, forgiving, joy, happiness, deeper connections with the people in my life and the people who come into my life. Like, I am a completely different person than I was, gosh, even like 2 years ago. Yeah, completely different, but definitely different. Improved, a newer version. I've leveled up. I feel amazing, right? And I want that for you too. So let me go through the steps again. First, pick a spot. Pick a spot in your house. Could be inside, outside, whatever you want. I have a cool hammock chair that my brother bought me for my 50th birthday. I freaking love that thing. I would spend my entire day in there if I could. And I bring stuff out there with me. And my dad and I built a wooden table, and it sits next to my hammock chair. And I bring stuff out there. I plant, I light some incense, I bring, some beautiful things, and I set that out there with me, and that becomes a space, right? That's it. It can be here, it can be there, it can be inside, outside, whatever you choose. And I would love for you to go to Lady Rising. You have to membership questions to get in. You just say, I come in through this podcast episode. I'd love to be a part of it, and share a picture of your space once you create it. Like, I would love to see it. That would be amazing. And it would inspire others to create their space too. So you could be a part of this growing community. Like, that would be so cool. And so beautify your space. Then set your timer, set reminders to begin paying attention to your breathing. Just stop in the moment, breathe in, follow it, hold it at the top, and breathe it out. And when you breathe in, you can breathe in some positive energy, breathe in clarity, breathe in fun, happiness, excitement, whatever you want, and breathe out negative. Breathe out doubt, breathe out frustration, breathe out anger, breathe out alone. Breathe it out, release it, be willing to release it. Then the next is to record your wins. At the end of the day, get out your journal. Or shoot, come to Lady Rising, post it here. At the end of the day, give me your check-in. You could do your daily check-ins in our group. Hey, here's my mental energy today. Here's my emotional energy, and here's my physical. Here's how I feel. Let us be a part of your journey. Let us support you in this journey. Like, how awesome would that be? That'd be awesome for me. And then go ahead and let your mind wander. But don't attach to it. It's just like going out in the backyard. You go out in the backyard, fenced-in backyard, you have your 8-week-old puppy, and just let him run around. And you just watch. You don't engage, you don't do anything, you don't try to train, you just let it wander around. Run around, flip around, chase things, eat sticks, chase bugs, eat grass, right? And you don't engage. That's what you do with your mind, is you just watch, you just observe. That becomes their first practice, is observing your thoughts, right? This is number 4, observing your thoughts, because I know how crazy they are. I know how bad it can be. I get it. I did it. I started it. Okay? Your goal is to be able to train. So understand that you're going in to train the body to sit. You're going to train your thoughts to settle down. And I want you to record the results. Like today, holy moly, the first 3 I did this, man, it was awful. My thoughts were all over the place. And then pretty soon by Wednesday, you're like, there were gaps in my thoughts. It was a lot calmer. It was a lot quieter. My day was like this. My day was better. Like, I found a $20 bill in the parking lot. You know, a lady bought me a coffee in line. Like, the lady in front of me bought me the coffee. You know, it's like, record the things that are happening. Because as you go back, and at the end of the week, go back and read those. And I bet you're going to have more confidence than you would ever have had. So it is worth it. It is totally worth it. And as you build this confidence, guess what that's going to do? It's going to encourage you to keep going. It's going to encourage you to keep going. And that's when life really gets exciting, because the momentum starts to pick up. So I hope this found you well. Wendy, I hope you listened to the whole thing. Please share with me any little nuggets that you got from today's episode. And anyone else, if you would love to join our Facebook groups, Chakras for Beginners, or both, you can join both of them, Lady Rising. And in the notes, tell me that you came in through the podcast. Like, I would love to know that. And you guys, build your meditation station and share a picture. Like, that would be so cool if I go in there in the morning and I see all these pictures of these different meditation stations. So keep going, keep growing, and keep looking for those nuggets of inspiration. Until next time. Thank you for being an integral part of my podcast community. I hope today's episode found you well and filled you with inspiration towards your transformation. I appreciate you being here with me today, and your support means the world to me. And I'm grateful to be on this journey with you, and it is my hope that I can play just a small part in your spiritual transformation. If you've ever felt motivated or indeed found that nugget of inspiration from my podcast, you now have an opportunity to show your appreciation. If you'd like to buy me a coffee or a chai tea as a token of support, you can do so through the link in the podcast show notes. I usually drink chai tea as coffee really winds me up, and I could do like a 20-minute episode in 2 minutes. But just know that your support fuels my passion to keep offering you these powerful episodes and encourages me to keep going and growing, but with much love and gratitude. Until next time, you keep going, growing, and looking for those nuggets of inspiration towards your transformation.